Alright, welcome on this rainy Friday. I'm recording for week 6, trying to get it done in advance before I leave. Um, I've made some syllabus adjustments because I realized I didn't leave any room in there for talking about using track changes in editing, and the fact is that's important. We've done a little critiquing for week 5, um, but now I want to get into how to edit because later in the semester you're going to do another peer critique and do make changes and mark up each other's papers using track changes. We will be getting back to custom templates. Don't worry about that. That's important. But I did really want to take some time to discuss how to use Word's editing tools. Track changes is pretty essential for collaborative projects. It can help with version control. It can ensure quality. It can ensure because it's very bright and dynamic. It can help assure people that when they make changes, those changes don't get written over right away. It's really a great tool. If you're an editor, you will use track changes. And even if you're not an editor, given the extent to which collaboration is a major part of the workplace, you're probably going to encounter it at least once in your life. So, I'm just going to pull up, hey, my lecture notes from this week. Handy bit of text that we can play with. So you're going to go into this review tab. We're going to start in this thing called the tracking section. So here's track changes. Now, right now, track changes is not enabled on this document. Track changes is by default not enabled on any brand new document. To enable it, you have to click here, and when this button is gold, then you know track changes is on. Now if I start up a new document, you see track changes is off. That's because if I turn track changes on, then everything I type will be recorded as a change. And some people like that, but quite frankly, I would just rather have regular text showing up when I type. I don't want to have that sort of bright in your face visualness going on. That's just me. Your mileage again may vary. Play around with these settings, see what you like. Okay, so we've enabled track changes. Oh, here, let me show you again. So I'm pulling up a new document to just show you when track changes takes effect. It takes effect immediately. So, yeah, right away. If you still have more to write, anything new you write is going to come up as blue if track changes is on. Yeah, that's it. So those are the big parts. So what does track changes do? Track changes notes when you add text. It notes when you delete text. It notes when you make text bold or italicized. Something to see is you notice when I added text or deleted text that made the change in the document. When I did a formatting change, it also noted it with these two bubbles here. Let's see. What else? What else does it do? Let's see. Sorry. I lost my place in my notes, and I can't pause this and start over, so you're just gonna have to be. Let's see. Oh yeah, it notes if you cut text and paste it elsewhere. It notes if you change an indent. It notes if you go change your line spacing. It knows if you change color. It really does keep track of everything you do. Every single keystroke. Nothing goes unrecorded. So really just the big thing is to practice, play around with that, and see what happens. I can add a new heading, so it inserts that new text. I can change it and format it heading 1. So it indicates heading 1. If you notice, that's the heading I selected up here. I want to change it to heading 2. Now it indicates I've changed it to heading 2. Really, it's very simple tool, but a very, very powerful tool. Now you have some options to format your track changes. I'll get to that in a second. I want to show you formatting track changes. Change tracking, so go into, hit the arrow, change tracking options. Now, so you can have your insertions. Mine were set on color only, which was an accident of me playing around with this for the demo. You can set it to have your underline. So my insertions, any new text I add will be indicated with an underline. Now you can see there's an underline there. There's an underline under this stuff I typed at the bottom. That's important. You can change the colors that insertions, deletions, moves happen in. Back in the day, I had a day job editing romance novels and got used to work with a specific writer who got very upset when you marked up her document in red. So just as a matter of course, I've just gotten used to changing my default colors and track changes to blue and green here. It's, it's soothing, it's lighter, it's less in your face and angry and oh, you screwed up. But so you can change how your insertions show up. You can change your deletions. I like to have them as a straight through because, hey, that indicates something's been deleted. But you could make them bold. You could make them italic. You could make them red if you wanted. Play around with that. Notice also here, you can turn off whether you track. So it's always, always, always going to track insertions, deletions, and changed lines. So like indents and things. But moves. So a move would be if when I cut this paragraph here and moved it up here. So a move, you can turn off tracking those. You can turn off tracking certain formatting buttons. So like when I changed the line spacing up here, that would be a formatting thing that I could just have it not change, and I would if I put that double spaced, well, that wouldn't show up with this format line spacing double bubble. Personally, I think it's important to track everything. Because again, if you're collaborating, if you're working with people, you want to be able to know every single thing they did, and you want to be able to record every single thing that you do. So it's just one of those leaving a trail, and being sure that you know what you did and you know what someone else did. It's I think just the safest way to go to track as many things as possible. Again, your mileage may vary. This is just my recommendation. Let's see. You can also, this is good to know about, change username. So it takes you into the Word options window. Personalize your copy of Office. So when you registered your copy of Office, it asked for a name and an initial. And I very clearly am annoyed at such things, so I just sort of typed in lowercase really quickly and then hit enter. So, but if I wanted to make it look a little more professional, I could change it, and then when I leave a comment, as you'll see in a minute, I'll get to comments in a minute, you'll see how my name shows up. But first, I want to show you this little show market bar. This is just another way to turn on and off different viewing. So if I unchecked insertions and deletions, those wouldn't show up next time. I've already made a bunch, so it's going to show up this time. But it's one of those, for next time or as you go. The reviewing pane is a pretty cool tool. You can have yours horizontally. I personally like mine vertically. And what it does is show you all of the changes you've made in a document. So it shows me I've done 12 total revisions here. Made 3 deletions, 1 move, 2 formatting changes. Or sorry, 3 insertions, 1 deletion, 2 moves, 6 formatting changes, no comments yet. And then it shows you, oh, I changed the heading. I put in a new heading. I changed that to heading 2. I inserted this text in another so that this insertion is reflected here. It's just a way to keep a tally of what you've done and see a little window to all the changes you've made. It also hasn't reflected the change in my username, so you can see this lowercase version of my name. Before we go into accepting and rejecting changes, let's take a look at comments. So a comment is it's just a little balloon on the side of your page where you can write something. A balloon would be good if you weren't sure of something, if you had a question, if you thought a change should be made, but you weren't sure that that was the right idea. You would go put your cursor down where you want to leave the comment, hit new comment, and then ask a question. You can also, while going through the document, hit, let's see, I'll find it in the text. Control-Alt-M. So, Control-Alt-M, I've highlighted that. And then I just did that keystroke, Control-Alt-M, and then it made a new comment. And it's showing my A1 is my initial. So if you remember in the options that that lowercase initial that was just the letter A, it has it as A1. Anyway, so A1, so A is the initial, and then you can, if you hover over it, you'll see it's actually reflected my name, username change in there. But so A is the initial, 1 is the comment number. So A2, my initial, comment number 2. If you had another user put a comment right here, they would say something like A1, J2, A3. So you can also, with these buttons, navigate between comments. You can also, if you hit this button, delete the comment you're on. You could also delete all comments in the document. And there they go. No comments left. Alright, now let's look into how we handle all the changes we've made. Alright, I'm going to close the reviewing pane now, so we just have space. So, let's put the cursor up here where we want to accept the change. Accept the button. Hey, there's that new heading. It's been accepted. That formatting, it's been accepted. The color change has been accepted. Remember, I changed that color to red. Accepted. You can also accept and move next, or toggle using these previous and next buttons. Also, if you're feeling confident, accept all changes in document. Hey, now we've just accepted all the changes. Woo! That's something that it really will. It will accept every single change you make, so be sure. Reject works on the same principle. You can go through one at a time and just hit this button, reject and move next, or toggle between these previous and next buttons, or reject all changes. Right. Now this compare tool, you might not use it too much, but it's pretty interesting. It might come in handy, so I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to use our the original and the updated copies of our syllabus. So compare 2 versions of a document. Original document, I have to actually search for it. Original document is Syllabus 1.0. Revised document, Syllabus 2.0. Hit OK. Now it's showing me all the different changes. It's showing me the actual document, and then all the changes that were made over time. So you can see, hey, look, here's where I just made all of these big curriculum, these revisions to the last half of the syllabus. It's showing all of those. Now I could accept or reject all the changes if I wanted to. You can also combine. And the combine pane is even better. It wants me to merge them. Keep formatting changes from this one. Yeah. Oh, I didn't do it the way I wanted this time. I'm sorry. But the combine shows you the large document with all the edits, and then the originals on the top and bottom. And it worked when I ran it, and then it didn't this time. But try that on your own with a couple of different versions of a document and see what happens. Now this section, we'll actually get to that a little more when we talk about document security. I don't necessarily want to go into that right now, but this is an overview of ways to mark up documents in Word. Working with others, or honestly, if you have a big project, good for working by yourself and just keeping track of what you've done. So again, if you have any questions, email me. Thank you.